backing Zakir Naik. I don't know why. E.T. Mohammed Basheer, Member of Parliament Lok Sabha of the Indian Union Muslim League from Mumbai. Also with us is Athar Khan, making his debut appearance. He's an Islamic scholar and he's a speaker for Peace TV. Shamsher Khan Pathan, he came yesterday on the Newshour, is back. He's president of the Awami Vikas Party, supports Zakir Naik. And Atiq-ur-Rehman is researcher in Islamic Studies. He keeps moving his position between supporting Zakir Naik and not supporting, so I'm not really sure where you stand. With us also today on the program is Irfan Engineer. He's director for the Study of Society and Secularism. Mr. Engineer, welcome to the program. Feroze Mithiborwala is national president of the Bharat Bachao Andolan. As of now, he wants to save this country also from Zakir Naik. Ratan Sharda of the RSS is with us in the studio. He's an author. Saba Naqvi, senior journalist, and Rahul Easwar, social activist, are firmly against Zakir Naik. Now, let's start with the revelation of the day. Are we ready to debate? The revelation of the day, Athar Khan, is that Zakir Naik doesn't know who Osama Bin Laden is. He was asked a specific question on whether he thinks Osama Bin Laden is a terrorist. And he says that I don't know anything about Osama Bin Laden. How can I say I don't know what he's done? I have to do research on him. And without doing research on him, I can't tell you whether he's a terrorist or not. I thought that was a dead giveaway. What did you think, Feroze? Was that a get giveaway that he backs Osama Bin Laden? I mean,
undoubtedly, this is unbelievable for a man who travels the world. To say he has no idea about who Bin Laden is an utter lie, so that he does not have to answer the question. The point is that Osama Bin Laden comes from the same Salafist ideology. The ISIS comes from the same Salafist ideology. And there is Mufti Imam Al-Qadani on record from Saudi saying that Al-Qaeda to ISIS are all the products of Salafi ideology. So we have a major problem on our hands across the world and growing in our country.
Do you know who Osama Bin Laden is? Do you know who he is?
First of all, I would like to correct
do you know who Osama Bin Laden is?
I'll respond to that. First of all, I'd like to correct that. Zakir runs away.
Yeah, how long has he run away from?
Was he in India?
Pardon me?
Was he in India when Daily
What are you saying? Where is Peace TV operating out of? Where is this Islamic Research Foundation operating out of?
9,000 crore.
Why did he cancel his ticket?
And he ran away from there.
Did he cancel his ticket to India last week? Did he cancel his India ticket to India last week?
9,000 crore rupees.
Did he cancel his India ticket to India?
Zakir Naik was
Why did he not come back?
Zakir Naik was already in Saudi.
So why is he not coming back?
How can you say
why is he not coming back?
No,
because he was supposed to come back last week. He was supposed to come back last week. He's run away from his country. Why does he not come back? Why does he do a Twitter press conference? Why does he do a Skype press conference?
Because of you.
Why does he not come back? Did he cancel his ticket last week?
He's an NRI.
Why did he cancel his ticket last week?
He's a non-resident Indian.
Did he cancel his ticket last week? Why does he not come back? Did he say I'm not coming back this year?
He did not say that.
Did he say I'm not coming back this year?
If the Indian agency calls him, he will come. Why should he come? Because of media.
So self-revealing.
No,
he's
not
fantastic. He doesn't have the guts.
He doesn't have the guts.
He has the guts to face the press.
He doesn't. He's a coward.
70 questions were posed to him.
He's a coward. He's run away.
How can you use such words to him?
Why on Skype? Come to Mumbai.
How can you use such words to him, coward?
Where is listen, Athar, I'll answer my question.
He's Islamic teacher.
Answer my question.
No, first you have to change that.
Answer my question.
How can you say Zakir runs away?
He's run away. The whole world knows he's run away.
This is an utter lie.
When is he coming back?
He'll come back as per his plans.
When is his plan?
He's an NRI. If Indian agency calls him, any investigation agency calls him, he will come back.
He's scared of coming
immediately.
Why is he come back? Why is he not coming? Did he cancel his ticket last week? He was supposed to come on 11th.
He clarified that.
He was supposed to come on 11th. Athar, was he supposed to come on 11th? Was he supposed to come on 11th?
Did you not listen to him?
Was he supposed to come on 11th?
Did you not listen to him?
Did he cancel his ticket?
Did you not listen to him?
Tell me, did he cancel his ticket?
Let me tell you
I'm
what
asking you a question.
Let me repeat
was there supposed to be a flight on 11th?
He said,
yeah, why did he run away?
I was not supposed to come.
I was.
But when I came to know this is what is going on, so I decided to come on the 12th.
And then what happened?
And then what happened? Trial and all these things came up.
So he's so scared of us that he's run away.
He's scared of you.
He's scared of us, so he's run away.
That's a big thing.
We are saying what we are doing. You're giving us too much importance. You're saying he's scared of us, so he's got run away.
No, he clarified that.
No, why is he not coming back?
He's not afraid of the government.
Why is he not coming
back? He
back?
was not supposed to come.
Not the police?
What is he scared of?
He was not supposed to come.
You're supposed to come 11th and you just said he was supposed to.
He was not supposed
Ratan Sharda has asked you a counter question.
Is Arnab running the country? He's not afraid of police, he's not afraid of the law, and he's afraid of Arnab.
No, he was not supposed to come to India.
Argument.
He was not supposed to come to India.
This is the most stupid argument I've heard. He is not coming because the Home Ministry may be looking for him.
Arnab is calling him a coward. How can you call him a coward?
He's just a news channel.
Sitting in a newsroom calling a person a coward.
That's why you got scared. You got scared of a TV channel. That can be most cowardly act. That is the worst cowardice you can have, that you get scared of a channel. You are so strong about your ideology, about your Quran. You are so strong about it. You preach the world and you are afraid to come to India.
Are you from the investigation agency?
So why is he afraid? Exactly, so why are you afraid?
No investigation agency approached him.
Why are you afraid? Let him come.
No investigation agency approached him yet.
He said he'll coming 12th. What happened? He's not coming.
When is he coming? When is he coming to India? When is he coming?
He will tell.
You're exposed, honestly.
As per his plans.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. He's an NRI.
So he's run away.
He has full right.
So he has full right
most
to
of the time
run away
he
from
stays
India.
outside India. Most of the times he stays outside India. He's an NRI.
Athar, listen.
Yes.
Athar, now let's come back to the real issue. Let's not waste time.
You have to change the hashtag.
Tell me one thing.
You have to change the hashtag Zakir runs away. You cannot have that.
This is not Peace TV. Athar, listen to me now.
Please.
Listen to me. This is not Peace TV. Athar, listen to me now.
So I'm not.
My question to you is, do you know who Osama Bin Laden is?
Yes, Osama Bin Laden, I know,
Yeah?
Do you know?
Is he a terrorist?
Osama Bin Laden, is he a terrorist?
Yes, obviously. Why are you repeating my question?
I'm asking you.
You don't ask me that. I'm asking you, is Osama Bin Laden a terrorist?
Yes, my answer lies in that.
Yes.
What do you have to say about Bhagat Singh? Tell me.
My God, of course not. Oh my God, Mr. Athar Khan, you are. I don't understand.
What is your opinion about Bhagat Singh?
Now there's a question. I'm asking
your opinion about Bhagat Singh. Tell me.
My God, this is incredible. This is incredible television moment.
This is not that. You cannot insult Indian martyrs on Indian national television.
Rahul Easwar is a counter.
You cannot insult Indian martyrs like Bhagat Singh on Indian national television.
Rahul Easwar and Athar is asking.
You cannot insult Indian martyrs on Indian national television. Whoever said that should take it back. You cannot equate Osama Bin Laden and Bhagat Singh. This is anti-nationalism. This is treason. This is very unfortunate, and he should take his words back. This is extremely unfortunate and very distressing. You cannot point at a person like Bhagat Singh and justify a person like Osama Bin Laden.
It reveals what he is. Now I'm asking you, what do you know about Osama Bin Laden? Is he a terrorist or not? Asking you a second crime question. And Athar, please remember, you're on national television right now. A lot of people watching you. It's a dead giveaway. You appear on Peace TV, am I correct?
Yes, you're right.
You are therefore directly associated with Zakir Naik.
Yes.
And I'm asking you the same question we asked Zakir Naik today. Is Osama Bin Laden a terrorist?
Zakir Naik already clarified that.
Is Osama Bin Laden a terrorist?
That Zakir Naik already clarified that.
He said, I'm asking you, is Osama Bin Laden a terrorist?
You have an opinion or not?
I find this incredible. And viewers, please watch this today. Because Athar is sitting here and he's telling me that he does not know a person, the founder.
I'm giving my opinion.
Is Osama Bin Laden a terrorist?
I'm giving my opinion.
Answer the question.
I'm giving
Is Osama Bin Laden a terrorist?
Saudi government in 1994, they disowned him. They cancelled his passport.
Was he a terrorist?
Yeah, because he was speaking against the Saudi
government. Was he a terrorist? Don't give me a political answer. Yes. Was he a terrorist?
And his family.
Was Osama Bin Laden a terrorist? Say that Osama Bin Laden was a terrorist.
Yeah, if he's involved.
Was he a terrorist or not? What was the bombing of USS Cole in 2000, which led 17 people dead? What happened in the bombings of the US Embassy? What was the World Trade Center bombing? Was he a terrorist or not, Athar? Answer my question.
Yes, if he is involved in those.
Was he a terrorist or not? What is the big if?
I condemn 9/11. I condemn 7/7.
Understand.
He is involved in that. Then yes, he's a terrorist.
There can't be no ifs and buts on that. I felt shocked today when someone told me that in this Skype press conference, he was asked a question and he said, well, I'll have to do research on Osama Bin Laden. And then he goes on to quote the Quran to say, I don't know enough about Osama Bin Laden. He thinks the world, everybody's foolish.
In the same breath.
Oh my God, Athar, let's open the debate. Let's open. Why do you think these prevarications come? Let me ask this question, Feroze, and let's take this debate forward. I thought this was nonsense, where he says that the video on YouTube where he's refused to condemn Osama Bin Laden was doctored, but when he's asked whether he's a terrorist, he doesn't give a clear reply. What's going on here? Saba, you want to come in? Rahul Easwar wants to come in. I think our panelists from outside want to come in. Mr. Basheer wants to come in.
Yes,
yeah, Saba, please. Saba.
Before anyone shouts me down, I just want to make 2 quick points, Arnab. Two quick points. Arnab, I hope this episode has opened our eyes to the Salafi Wahhabi ideology.
Absolutely.
Because the gentleman sitting here, this is how people end up all over the world. And number 2, Arnab, beyond the fact that he's run away, we must also, because I also have been speaking to people in government, they're very uncomfortable because a lot of money comes from Gulf countries, Saudi Arabia, and believe me, the mission of Saudi Arabia is to propagate its influence through a particular kind of Islam. They remove indigenous Islam. These people, they are purging indigenous Islam. It's a very, very serious problem. This is why you have this brutalities all over the world. You are seeing this. There has been a sequence of wars, but what they teach, it is the mother source of all the terrorist ideologies in the world. Yeah. And so this is, you hearing this gentleman here. You know,
Mr.
I'm
Basheer,
not calling him a terrorist.
Well said.
How the ideological mind moves.
Yeah. Well said. Well said. You know, what research he knows. He wants to do research on whether Osama Bin Laden is a terrorist. Now, that's the first reason, number one, why I thought today he revealed himself.
Yeah.
The second, he knows
all the Vedas, all the Qurans, all the books, all the world history. Doesn't know Osama.
And let me tell you, let me build a very interesting analogy. You'll find it interesting, Athar. Yeah. This fellow Zakir Naik is the same person who earlier makes a ridiculous analogy. And Saba, you know, you may have heard this, that women wearing Western clothes are more prone to getting molested as compared to those who are covered in the hijab. Rape. Right? That's what he said. That's what he said. Rape. Now, what explains the fact that he says, I need to research Osama Bin Laden, but you have the liberty to go ahead and make that terribly loose comment on issues like rapes and molestation? And how does he know the ratio of women wearing Western attire getting raped to those who wear the hijab? I mean, he gets away with that. He gets away with comments on women.
Slavery.
Okay, Saba has made counterpoint. Athar, listen to it.
Let me tell the Muslim gentleman sitting
here. And one more important thing.
And let me tell him.
One second. Saba first.
You have Zakir Naik saying this about women. He is denigrating the gods. He is denigrating the gods of others. And let me tell them, I mean, people like them, they bring shame to us. There is a woman called Sania Mirza who just published autobiography, also about whom Zakir Naik has made a comment. Who is a heroine? Who I saw an interview on your channel. And there is a woman. That is a heroine. We don't want people like you spreading this kind of hate. That is a heroine.
And this is the hate, Saba.
A woman who's wearing a dress and performing and becoming an idol for Indians.
Yeah.
No.
And this is the hate. This is the hate. This Salafi Wahhabism is what is destroying Kashmiriyat and destroying Kashmir and creating trouble in Kashmir. We have to take on people like Zakir Naik. We take them head on. My second question here is, where he says today, and we run the pictures of what happened today in the city of Nice in France. Right. And viewers, can I run those pictures? And in case I'm sure you all know about it. A madman, a terrorist, a psychopath. Let's run the pictures. He drove his truck right through a mass group of... No, I'm not saying Salafi. What I'm saying is, please listen to my words. I'm saying there's a madman and a terrorist who drove his truck through a mass of innocent civilians, murdering 84 people, including young children, in what was nothing but a suicide attack. This was a suicide attack. And on a day like that, we have a man called Zakir Naik who says that I condemn the killing of civilians in suicide attacks, but then suicide attacks are permissible in acts of war. Now wait. What I'm saying today is, nobody says that. Tell me, Mr. Pathan, and answer my question. Yeah. That man sitting behind the wheels of that truck would have felt that he's in a state of war. How would you know that he felt he was not in a state of war?
He's a terrorist.
Oh.
He's a terrorist.
He was not in a state of war?
What?
Would he not have felt he's in a state of war?
No, he was terrorist. Killing innocent is terrorism.
Oh my God, this is
killing innocent is terrorism. No, don't.
Has Zakir Naik not said that certain conditions is allowed?
That is terror.
Did Zakir Naik not say? Did not he say? He justified suicide bombing, isn't it? Zakir Naik has justified suicide bombing.
Pathan, Mr. Pathan, listen to me. Mr. Pathan, listen to me. 1 minute, just 1 minute. Ratan Sharda, let me come into this. Ratan Sharda, let me come into this.
Misquoting it.
1 second. Relax us.
Yes, what misquote?
As I said today, I won't take more than 20 seconds if you give me the time to destroy this shallow terrorist preacher's logic. You see, Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, you've heard of him? Have you heard of him?
Yes.
Okay.
He's a terrorist.
He is whatever in the ISIS. The ISIS believes that it is involved in an act of war with the United States and the rest of the Western world. Right or wrong?
They believe.
Wait, no. What did I say? Listen to me.
ISIS is not country.
What did I say?
They are a group
the ISIS believes that it is involved. 1 minute. The ISIS. Mr. Pathan, heckling will not help you. Shouting will not help you. Not listening to others will not help you. You listen to me now. Listen to me now. Now tell me. Listen to my question. Listen to my question.
He's your Khalifa.
I said,
he's your Khalifa.
Is not
my Khalifa.
You're
He's
not
a terrorist.
So which is your Islam? Let us be clear.
Yeah.
Is your Zakir Hussain Islam? Or is it Sufi Islam?
Zakir
What
Naik
Islam you're talking about?
Islamic ISIS.
You know Islam. Do you know Islam?
You know Islam.
Why don't you
justify
your news channel?
What Islam you're talking?
Zakir Naik
justify
That was a terror rate in the Spain today. Whatever happened.
Mr. Pathan, I would only say this. I don't want an opportunist. Listen to my words, Athar. I don't want an opportunist who makes money by inspiring terrorists to say that I represent Islam, the Islam that is followed in India. 1 minute, the true Sufi Islamic tradition represents the teachings of the Prophet in the most honest way, the way of brotherhood, the way of peace, the way of love, the way of equality. In the middle of this, you cannot allow this businessman opportunist to come in and say, I represent in any way the preachings of Islam. And let me explain the logic to you. On the issue of suicide bombing, my issue was this. The ISIS believes it is involved in an act of war with the United States and the rest of the Western world. If the ISIS uses the tactic of suicide bombing to attack American military installations, or Western military installations or embassies, right? Is the ISIS involved in an act of war as per its own understanding, justified in carrying out suicide attacks? When I listen to the logic of Zakir Naik, 1 minute, where he says that anyone who believes they are in an act of war can use suicide bombings, this is the logic that the ISIS can use.
Arnab, please.
Act of war.
No.
Act of who defines what is an act of war?
Between two countries.
Defines what is an act of war? Tell me who defines what is an act of war?
War is between two countries always.
Mr. Mithiborwala is responding.
He defines jihad.
War is in between two countries.
Miss, listen to him.
There is something more dangerous happening.
About war, you talk about the war.
There is something more dangerous
happening. Don't heckle Mr. Pathan. Yeah, listen.
95.
You can address him directly.
Why don't you?
Just hang on. Just hang on. Just let me come. There is something more dangerous happening, because 95 to 98% of the suicide terror attacks are actually happening against civilians. They are blowing up shrines, they are blowing up dargahs, they are blowing up churches, they are blowing up masjid, they are blowing up malls. We are seeing it all across Syria, Iraq, Mali, Libya. In the Western world, in fact, it is very, very less compared to how they are destroying the West Asia, right from Bangladesh to Pakistan to Afghanistan. This is where the terror and the suicide bombing is actually taking place. And it is actually, yes, Nigeria, Somalia, these entire regions are being blown apart. And I'll tell you one more thing. And I'll tell you one more. And I'll tell you one more thing. Agree, Shamsher bhai. And I'll come to the other part. Where does
ISIS has killed more Muslims than
Exactly. And where does the ideology come from? The ideology comes from Takfirism, which means only the Wahhabi Salafists are the true Muslims. The rest of Muslims are not even Muslims. They are all kafirs. They can all be killed. And this is how they are being prepared and sent for suicide bombing.
Show me where it is.
I will show you everything. I will show you everything. I have all the research with me.
Allegation like this.
Not allegation.
Yeah, show me where it is written.
I will show you everything.
Show now.
I'll show you now. Come to the laptop. I'll show you everything. You don't know anything. What am I supposed to do?
Show me.
You have no idea about all this stuff. What? You have no clue about what is going on.
I am innocent.
Irfan Engineer's making.
Yeah.
You can address him directly. Irfan Engineer, please.
Show us.
Irfan Engineer.
How they are saying?
No problem.
The entire community is terrorist.
Irfan Engineer.
Yeah.
In the video, Zakir Hussein's statement.
Zakir Naik, I don't even know the name.
Zakir Naik, I'm sorry. Zakir Naik's statement on suicide bombing came when he was asked whether committing suicide is permissible.
1 second, don't heckle him. Let him make his point.
In Islam. And then in response, Zakir Naik says, he's talking about is suicide applicable or acceptable in Islam, to which he says that in act of war,
it is allowed.
It is allowed, and so to in an environment where youth are tying all these bombs and killing themselves and killing innocent people in such an environment, when he says that if you commit suicide as an act of war, it is acceptable or it is not haram in Islam, you are actually supporting terrorism.
Absolute.
Tyrol Qadri is very clear.
Absolutely.
Tyrol Qadri is very clear.
Let's take that logic to Mr. Basheer. Mr. Basheer has not spoken. E.T. Muhammad.
One very important point.
No, watch. I want to get E.T. Muhammad Basheer with you, Rahul. Can I put that question to Mr. Basheer?
I am in the line, please.
Mr. Basheer, you can hear me, sir. Mr. Basheer, looking at the words of this man, this very dangerous man who I don't know why you support him. Let me tell you. Let me use this example where he says a person in an act of war, suicide bombing is allowed, right? This is what he says. He says suicide bombing is justified in an act of war. Okay? Now 1 minute, just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. So you say war between two countries, like America and Vietnam. Now my question is those were not his words. Those are not his words. Did he say
war is between two countries?
No. Act of war. Athar, tell me. Does the Islamic State believe it's a country? 1 minute. Does the Islamic State believe it is a country? Athar, tell me. No. What does the Islamic State believe it is? What does the Islamic State believe it is?
It is anti-Islamic.
What is it?
It is anti-Islamic.
What does the Islamic State believe it is? What does the Islamic State believe it is?
Show that Islamic. Please explain why they are anti-Islamic.
Why don't you?
They are quoting Quran. They are quoting Hadith, and you are saying exactly. You are saying they are not. They are not Islamic.
They are the occupied people. They are occupied people with a bunch of terrorists.
Are you claiming that they are quoting wrongly?
They are the bunch of terrorists. They don't have any official country.
All right. Mr. Basheer.
We are telling terrorists. You are saying
Mr. Pathan, please.
So you are challenging. You are challenging. They don't know Islam.
When we are saying you say they are the
Mr. Pathan, don't. Mr. Pathan.
Your Quran is different. Same Quran. They are quoting. We are quoting.
Ratan Sharda.
Please deny what they are saying. Your guts deny that what they are saying.
We are on a good point, and we are on a good point. Let's agree logically. Mr. Pathan, don't speak over me. Don't speak over me because I want to go point by point. I'm coming to everyone, please. Let's have a proper debate today. Let's break down the points. Mr. Basheer, I did not find anywhere in Zakir Naik's statement today on suicide bombing. Nowhere did he say that the suicide bombing of the ISIS against an American installation, or for that matter, a suicide bombing of the Lashkar-e-Toiba against India is wrong. He never said that, right? So let's start with that. My question to you, Mr. Basheer, and I want you to understand this question for what it is. See, Osama Bin Laden, a man who Naik refuses to condemn.
Before replying,
go on.
Excuse me.
Yeah, go on, Mr. Basheer. Go on.
Before replying to your question, may I humbly submit that thousands of people who are viewing this channel will have a clear conclusion that Zakir Naik is not running away. At the same time, your channel is really running away from the crux of the problem. Now let me come to my point.
Mr. Basheer, you are a very senior man. I'll respond to you in one sentence. I'll respond to you in one sentence.
Yes.
And I said this, I think you missed it on top of the program. Zakir Naik said in his press conference, because he's clearly watching the Newshour wherever he is, he says that I want to have a public debate with Arnab in a neutral venue. I began by saying the neutral venue is India. and this man has run away.
Yes.
If he's got to have a debate, let's have a debate in a neutral venue, and I'll have an interview, not a debate. Second question.
Yes,
second
no,
point. Second. Now let's come back to the point. Now let's, Mr. Bashir, don't get rhetorical.
No.
I said come to India first.
Yes.
Come to India first. Don't run away from your country.
He's a citizen of India.
Right. Okay. So, Mr. Bashir, now my question is, I'm speaking to Mr. Bashir.
He has never told that he will not come to India. He will come to India.
My question.
What is that to fear?
Mr. Bashir.
He will come to India today.
When?
Yes.
Today he'll come to India. I can
question.
invite him to the studio tomorrow if he's coming to India today.
Yes.
Is he coming today?
It's another thing. When he is going to come to India, that's what I told.
Not, because he cancelled.
He has made a categorical statement today. Kindly hear me. Kindly hear me 1 minute.
1 second. I'm asking you, sir. I'm asking you, what is jihad? Is jihad always...
what is that you are asking? You have to hear me also.
Is jihad a state of war?
See,
is jihad, sir, answer my question.
That you want to evade the facts of the problem.
Mr. Bashir, answer my question. I am on a point of suicide bombing. And my question to you is jihad a state of war?
No.
Is jihad a state of war? Let's go logically.
You are evading the subject.
I am on the subject.
That you are disarmed.
I think you are avoiding the subject.
You hear me.
I am asking
you are disarmed.
My question to you, sir, is my question to Mr. Bashir is my question.
No. You are twisting the whole thing. No. You are twisting the thing. You know that.
Can we not speak over each other? Can we not speak over each other, Mr. Bashir?
Proving his innocence. At the same time, Maharashtra investigation. They have categorically stated that he is innocent.
Mr. Bashir,
Bangladesh newspaper, which reported his case, has reported
Mr. Bashir, are you here to make a speech? Then I am not interested in talking to you. If you want to make a speech, if you want to answer my question, take my question. However, if you feel that you are unable to take my question because you are ill-equipped to take my question, then say that Arnab, I cannot take your question.
You have to hear my views also.
No. Listen, you have to take questions. I have a question. This is a debate program. I have a question. Here's a question to you. Here's a question. Thank you for listening to my question. Now the question is this. Rahul Easwar will come back, but I want you to listen to my question.
Yes.
Please listen, Mr. Bashir. Don't get worked up. Everybody is watching you right now.
Yes.
Now, Mr. Bashir, listen to me.
Yes.
This man, Zakir Naik, says, if you believe you are in a state of war, you can carry out suicide bombing. That's what his basic logic is. If you believe you are in a state of war, you can carry out suicide bombing. Now, Mr. Bashir, did Osama Bin Laden believe that he was at war with the United States of America and the Western world or not? Mr. Bashir, answer my question. I'm repeating it. Did Osama Bin Laden believe that he was in a state of war with the United States of America or not? Yes or no? Answer.
I am attending two of your questions. Number one, you are saying that in a war time, this suicide bombing is justified by Zakir Naik today.
Yes.
Wrong.
Yes.
You are misinterpreting the
Mr. Don't tell me about interpretation. I will now read. I will now read. No, I won't let you get away. I will not let you get away, sir. I will not let you get away, sir. I will not let you get away. I will not let you get away, mister. When you are wrong, you will have to be. When you are wrong, I'll have to take you on. When you are wrong, I'll have to take you on. And Mr. I have a full reply for you now, sir. I have a full reply, Mr. Bashir. I will not let you get away. You are wrong. You are wrong. You are factually incorrect. And I will not let you say that I am factually incorrect when you are. I will read out to you. I will read out to you. Let me read out to you. Let me read out to you. Viewers, Mr. Bashir is getting worked up because I have quoted Zakir Naik correctly. Zakir Naik shamefully does not say that suicide attacks should be condemned under all circumstances, be it an act of war or generally. In his speech uploaded on YouTube on November 10th, 2009, he actually cites scholars like Sheikh Salman Auda, who justified suicide bombings by Palestinians as self-defense. And then and then after giving an analogy about someone who wanted to kill the Prophet, and you die in the process of saving the Prophet by going after the one who killed him, he says he agrees with Sheikh Oda in such a context. In fact, his words are, so I do agree with Sheikh Salman Oda as the last resort, and if under certain circumstances you know that the loss is less and the gain is more, following all the rules of the Sharia, the Hadith, as the last resort under guidance, getting up in the morning and taking a decision on your own is haram, kill a person is haram, and in that context it can be used, and I do agree with Sheikh Salman Oda. So this is a man who gives a rationale and a religious justification for suicide attacks. That is a fact. Now, Osama Bin Laden, a man who Zakir Naik fails to condemn, felt he was at war with the United States of America. In fact, he believed that the American people were the ones who voted for the American government, who funded the American government by paying taxes, and therefore he and the Al-Qaeda were justified in killing them. Now, when all of America is the enemy, including its people, to those who believe they are at war with the country, what is stopping them from taking Zakir Naik's nonsense as a justification for their suicide bombings? Answer my question now. You answer my question, Athar. Come on, answer my question.
Zakir Naik has already clarified.
No, I have not. I'm asking you a question.
Yes.
Rahul, should he answer my question?
Yes, I'm answering.
Rahul, should he answer my question? I've given a full background to this.
I condemn.
Should Athar answer my question?
Absolutely.
Viewers, I'm asking you tonight. I'm asking the viewers of Newshour tonight.
One more thing?
I'm asking the viewers of Newshour tonight. Should Athar answer my question? Should Athar answer my question?
One more thing.
Yes, go
this Wahhabist, Salafist ideology is dangerous to Islam too. 1979, November 20, Holy Mecca was attacked.
Mr. Basheer,
and Zakir Naik even justifies the killing of the grandson of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Even he is against Shia, he is against Ahmadiyya, he is against moderate Sunnis. That's the reason why many Islamic scholars are against Zakir Naik. Zakir Naik is playing a Muslim card so that he can consolidate support from the Muslim community. What he says is in fact anti-Islamic, anti-Indian and anti-human. We should see the deep hate these Wahhabis have for other people, including Muslims.
Yeah. Now the question is, the question which emerges, Athar, is this. Let's be very pointed. When 305 soldiers were killed in a suicide bombing in the Beirut barracks in 1983 by a group called the Islamic Jihad, in your view, was that a justifiable suicide bombing in the mind of Zakir Naik or an unjustifiable one?
It is unjustifiable.
Unjustifiable one. When civilians were killed, now we got more specific, when civilians were killed by Osama Bin Laden, because Bin Laden believed he was involved in an act of war, not just against the US government, but also against the American people who voted that government to power and funded its policies, and that was the justification used by Osama Bin Laden for all his terrorist activities. Was that a justifiable action or not?
It was not justified.
Not justice. So why did you not answer my first question whether Osama was a terrorist?
I did answer.
No. If Palestinians, now I go deeper. I'm telling you. If Palestinians, as per some Islamic scholars, are committing suicide bombings in self-defense, then does Zakir Naik believe that the 172 suicide attacks by Palestinian groups against Israeli interests and people, killing hundreds, including many innocent children, between the 1980s and now were justifiable or unjustifiable?
Unjustifiable.
When 2 suicide bombers from the Al-Qaeda killed 19 American sailors on the USS Cole in 2000, was that justifiable or unjustifiable?
Unjustifiable.
1 minute. When Zakir Naik does not condemn suicide bombings completely and rationalizes that it can be allowed in certain circumstances, why wouldn't any potential terrorist, now listen to my question carefully, potential terrorist interpret that as a green signal from someone who considers himself to be an authority on Islam? Answer my question.
Zakir Naik has condemned suicide bombing, and he said only in one case, war between two countries, that's all.
Why should Zakir Naik argue on both sides instead of taking a categorically clear position on suicide bombings, period?
What if India is at war with another country and an Indian army person,
absolutely.
he goes and he says, no, I want to save my country. Yes, I want to save my country.
Crucially,
if an Indian army person, he goes there and he says, I want to save my country, I want to give my life for the country.
That's the point.
I want to give my life for the country.
Before deciding on this fact, we should first establish on this panel how many Islamic countries are there in the world. An Islamic country
answer the
only
question.
can declare jihad.
Now listen to me. What explains? Answer the question. You're getting cornered. Don't worry about it, Atiq-ur. If you're getting cornered, you don't have an answer. Then
no.
What explains the question is this?
Atiq-ur, may I be very much clear?
May I get Ratan Sharda on the debate tonight? I think we are on the moot point tonight.
I will request the panelists. Is it necessary to climb on a bandwagon?
1 second.
If I want to be a moderate Muslim, you are stopping me to do that.
What explains?
You don't want to rationalize the debate, Mr.
All
Arnab.
Indian Muslims are moderate Muslims, but not Zakir
Naik. words. Religion is a great
Can I talk about that?
Why do you have to look at a piece of paper?
I'll have to comment.
Answer my question.
You must get at the man for his own religion.
Saba is saying something to you. Saba Naqvi. Saba is saying something.
She will back me.
Saba Naqvi.
Just a moment, let me counter your
No, I just, please allow me to say.
Saba to Atiq. Saba to Atiq. Nobody is climbing on a bandwagon.
आप लोग, there is such ignorant. Arnab, some of the people are making such. I just want to, please give me 2 minutes to explain to them. They are being so ignorant in their utterances. Muslim nation, this, that. Very brief, 2 minutes, please, Arnab. I beg of you, don't let them interrupt me. Let me tell you that this Islam is a tool of foreign policy of Saudi Arabia and Wahhabism. Please look at our whole neighborhood. Right. First they funded Zia-ul Haq, they funded the people in Afghanistan, destroyed. Then they wanted the Americans to come in Iraq, correct, destroyed. Then they had an agenda in Syria, destroyed. These were all, so this is all, and these are the countries that are burning. Don't blame others. Look at the mother source of Wahhabism. They are aggressive people. They want to dominate the Muslim world. They have destroyed entire regions around us. The people of Pakistan followed the same brand of Islam we did. And look what's happened over there. They go and kill Sufi singers. They kill each other. They are the people have been reduced to becoming animals in the name of Islam. That is what has happened in Afghanistan. Please
Rahul,
be
what do you say about
afraid.
this?
Be afraid. Get some knowledge and be afraid. You know?
They kill Shias. They kill Ahmadiyas.
Yeah.
Be afraid of this.
Our own Prime Minister visited Saudi Arabia and he got the highest civilian award.
Kill everyone.
By the Saudi government, by the Saudi king.
Everyone will go to. Be
And the
afraid
same
of
Saudi
this.
government gave the award to Dr. Zakir Naik, King Faisal Award, which is equal to the Nobel Prize.
Let me open 2 points. You talked about respect for other religions. Remember, Zakir Naik's all the lectures say that you will not. You can
from the topic.
Why you are Zakir Hussain man?
You are digressing.
How can you stop me?
One second.
He said you cannot preach. He said you cannot have temple in Islamic land. But you
one of you. Both of you.
Zakir Naik said. Zakir Naik said. You are Zakir Naik's man. How can you deny? He said that I will be able to preach in Hindu country, but you cannot preach in Islamic country. You cannot temple there because those religions are false. He calls other religions false. How can you deny that?
Secular.
And Modi went as a nation head. He did not go as a Hindu preacher. Modi did not go as a Hindu preacher. He went as a head of.
Arnab, take him out. He's saying this is a Hindu country. He is saying this is a Hindu country.
This is what Zakir said. This is what Zakir said. I quoted.
Will you calm down? I'm asking you what you know.
Ratan Sharda, take him out.
Watch. Wait.
How can you say
Athar, Okay. All right. 1 second. Athar, will you be quiet? Then I will. 1 sec. Now, Mr. Ratan Sharda, I think I heard you correctly. You were completely clearly saying, making a reference to India as a Hindu country. I am saying to you, Mr. Ratan Sharda,
that's what Zakir Naik said.
India is not a Hindu country. India is a secular country. You are wrong. But now let's go back to the subject.
Saudi Arabia. He said, first of all, but I will preach here. First of all,
India is not a Hindu country and will never be. I'm saying so. Yes. India is not a Hindu country. And India is not a Hindu country. There's not a Muslim. India is not a Hindu country. Mr. Ratan Sharda, let's move on. Now I've said it. Let's move on.
I said Saudi Arabia.
Ratan Sharda. Can I say? Let's go back to the subject. I'm saying, am I the last word on this? Athar, am I the last word on this? Ratan Sharda? Now you'll have to all decide on the program that I have to be the last word on this and then go back to the subject. And last word on this is this simple: India is not a Hindu country.
But what Zakir said?
India is a secular country, and India is not a Hindu country or a Muslim country or any other country. Now I go back to the subject. I don't need applause. One second. That's a basic fact. If somebody, now listen. Feroze. Now we go back to the subject. Now we
preach in India.
Sir, I am telling you. Ratan Sharda. Now there's another point where Zakir Naik says, which I have.
Our subject is extremism.
One second.
But I can teach in India. It's on record that Hindus cannot teach in Saudi Arabia. They not carry a temple. But
no temple, not churches.
Did he say this or not?
Absolutely wrong.
Yes, he has said it.
Yes, he said it.
Will you both all stop? Will you all stop for a while?
Cash that he
said it.
preach in Saudi.
I'll show the bloody video.
In India. Why? Because the Hindu religion is poor.
The question is, I want you to be, Mr. Pathan, wait, let me moderate this. Okay.
You refuse.
Ratan Sharda. You made your point, they disagree, we move on. Now listen, this is about Zakir Naik. We are here to debate Zakir Naik. Can I move on? Sure, please. And you see, look at the question. He says there should be no terrorism against innocent people, right? That's his point, right? He does not say there should be no terrorism against people who are not innocent. My simple question in this context is, tell me, Mr. Irfan Engineer, who decides who is innocent or not innocent? The ISIS does not think India or Indians are innocent. The Lashkar-e-Toiba does not think the Indian government is innocent or the Bangladeshi government is innocent. So when he says there should be no terrorism against innocent people, and he also follows it up by saying suicide bombing is okay as a strategy of war, that the two questions which come up are who decides what is a state of war and who decides what is innocent. This is the precise way in which you can give a wonderful justification for all the activities of all the major terrorist organizations globally.
Absolutely.
Irfan Engineer, please.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Mr. Engineer.
More to justify suicide bombings, acts of violence against non-Muslims, and justify everything terrorism. There's a larger context in which we should see this debate. One, Zakir Naik preaches hatred against other religions.
Exactly, that's what I pointed out.
Once he does that, whether he preaches violence, assuming without admitting that he is not preaching terrorism or violence or not condoning it, but from there on, once you preach that your religion is superior to all other religion, that's the only true religion, and therefore others can't preach in Muslim countries, whereas Muslims should have all the rights to preach in other countries. Once you do that, once you say that, then the next step from there is somebody can take those youth from there. Millions of people watching Peace TV, and under influence.
No, but that's not my question. My question is, and I put that to Saba and Mr. Basheer, please. Can Saba and Mr. Basheer come in? Zakir Naik says suicide bombing is okay in certain circumstances as a strategy of war. Mr. Basheer, if the loss is less and the gain is more. So somebody will say loss is less if it were to be looked at in terms of human life. Loss is less of suicide bomber. Gain is more of many innocent victims. This is a very, very dangerous and direct act of invocation of suicide bombings. This is not even an indirect way, Mr. Basheer. Loss is gain, where the loss is less and gain is more, right? As a strategy of war, you can do suicide bombings. Now explain this to me, Mr. Basheer.
See,
you also think so? You also think so?
You know, Mr.
Basheer, do you think so?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
With due respect, I differ with you. With due respect, I differ with you.
Okay, why?
I differ with you because when kindly, 1 minute, kindly hear. When Zakir Naik says that suicide bombing is against Islam and it cannot be allowed, killing of the innocent person, it is strictly forbidden, it cannot be allowed.
That's what you are saying.
That is his category.
That's what you are saying. No, that's not what Zakir Naik is saying. That's not what Zakir Naik is saying.
When he says that,
he is basically.
That is not what.
That is what Zakir Naik said.
No.
Zakir Naik statement is there. In your TV also it was.
No. I'll tell you. One second. Now, Mr. Bashir, can I? Mr. Bashir, I'll have to take you on a second time. Mr. Bashir, let us go to the specifics. No. One second. Saba, before you come in, let me go to the specifics. Let me. One second. Saba, let me lay the facts on the table. When I go to the specifics, in the Skype press conference today, Zakir Naik says, Mr. Bashir, I am going by the statement. I also have the statement. I have the full written statement, and I am going to tell you about it right now, if you just have the patience to listen. In his press conference, he begins by saying suicide bombings that kill innocent people are condemnable. He does not clarify who decides what is innocent. However, he then turns around to say, however, no, he decides. However, he then listen to me. Athar, listen to me. I'm talking to Mr. Bashir. I'll deal with you also. However, he then says that some scholars agree. He says that some scholars agree that it is permissible in some circumstances, and he gives the example of the Japanese kamikaze pilots in the Second World War. Specifically, he says, and I quote, "These scholars say if it is used as a tactic of war, in which the Amir, the leader of the army, gives permission, then it is beneficial for the army of the country to win over the enemy as a tactic of war. If someone does it, in these cases it may be permitted." Therefore, I said Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi is also a self-proclaimed Amir of the ISIS. The ISIS believes it is an act of war with the US, which means all suicide bombings carried out by the ISIS are correct, and I am using Zakir Naik's words and Zakir Naik's logic. That is what. Now answer me, Mr. Bashir. Saba, is that not the moot point? Saba.
No
logic. Saba.
You know,
Saba and Mr. Bashir.
Let me Arnab, Mr. Bashir is saying he didn't say that. But I want to know which country was Zakir Naik addressing?
On innocent persons
was he addressing the caliphate?
And that cannot be allowed. He condemned that very much, and he challenged that. He has made so many statements against that kind of tendencies.
Where are we living? Are we talking about normal geography?
Second thing,
I like you, Mr. Bashir, with Bashir.
He said,
is he
Saba, 1 minute, just let Mr. Bashir complete.
That like that. No. It is the quoting of, with reference to the statement of such scholars, he mentioned that. It doesn't mean that Zakir Naik is of that opinion. His opinion is very clear that innocent person, killing of innocent person through the suicide bombing is forbidden and it is wrong.
I want Saba to speak. I want Saba to speak. No, everybody can't speak together. Saba is speaking. Saba.
Mr. Bashir,
go on, Saba. Saba, go on.
Mr. Bashir, with great respect, with the greatest respect, Mr. Bashir,
I am here to reply you.
We Indian Muslims have very humble requirements. They want to live safe lives. Please, who is Mr. Zakir Naik addressing in this great country where you can use this suicide bombing? Who is he addressing? He addressing a caliphate? What is he addressing? Some Muslim ummah all over the world? We have to live in India. We have to live within the rules of India. Let him then stay in Saudi Arabia. Let him go as the advocate. Please keep him there.
Only Athar. No, one of you. Athar is responding.
Why are these dilemmas?
Athar. Only Athar and Saba. I decide. Athar will respond to you. Saba.
Let him live in Saudi Arabia.
Okay, don't heckle Athar. Argue on your reasoning and let Saba speak. But I want to come in before Athar responds to you that first of all, this Zakir Naik is a very dangerous man because he's not the kind to say go and commit a suicide attack. He's someone who communicates indirectly using ifs and buts. He says and she says. So there is one scholar who says this, another scholar who says that. This is a clear attempt to ensure that there is some plausible deniability in the event that someone directly accuses him of making the statements.
Arnab,
that's what makes him that much more dangerous. Athar, respond to him.
Arnab, you made
Athar, respond. Who is he addressing? Which community is he addressing?
Arnab made a self goal when he says he mentioned about Japan, he mentioned about World War, and previously he was asking in which context. In which context? I told him it's the context of war between two countries. He said, no, I don't know. And
does
now
the Lashkar-e-Toiba believe they are in an act of war against India?
He mentioned about Japan. He mentioned about Harakiri. He mentioned about World War II. Arnab, you made a self-goal today. Arnab, you made a self-goal today.
First of all, Athar, you are Athar, not only are you ill-informed, you are completely confused. And I'll tell you why you were confused. I know this is a tragedy that you were at the press conference, but you are so prejudiced, you are so prejudiced, you are so biased, you are so sold out to the other side that you don't look at the facts. Viewers, no,
you are not able to understand the act of war. You are not able to understand that. And then now you are saying that it's World War, it's Japan, Harakiri.
Listen, Athar, are you confused? Listen, Athar, I'll tell you one thing. I believe. Why were you not? I believe. One second. Athar, 1 minute.
Why did you
Athar, listen to me. I can't argue with a person. I can wake up a person. I can wake up a person who's sleeping.
Yeah.
I can't wake up a person like you who's pretending to be asleep. The fact of the matter is this, and ladies and gentlemen, listen to me. Terrorists believe that they are in an act of war with us, with the rest of the world, where there is democracy, where there are civil liberties, and where we believe in the idea of terrorism.
The example of World War II,
an act of war for a terrorist. An act of war for a terrorist.
An
act of war for a terrorist
World War
is a state
II,
of
Japan,
mind.
Harakiri,
And a madman like the brute.
Two countries, America and Vietnam, war between two countries. If an army man from India, if India is war with another country, if he goes, he says, I want to save my country, I want to give my life for the country.
Have you heard of Hafiz Saeed? Have you heard of Hafiz Saeed, or like Osama, you haven't heard of Hafiz
God,
Saeed?
yaar,
One second. Saba,
digressing away from the topic. When you are cornered,
one line
Arnab, you answered me.
One line question.
Away from the topic.
One line question. One line question.
Changing very definition.
Arnab, you are digressing away from the topic.
One second. Just one.
You are digressing away from the topic.
What can I say, Arnab?
Ratan Sharda.
First you have to
have you heard of Hafiz Saeed?
First you have to say.
Have you heard of Hafiz Saeed?
First you have to say.
Have you heard of Hafiz Saeed?
No.
You've not heard of Hafiz Saeed?
First you have to
Have you heard of Hafiz Saeed?
Yes, I have heard. Yeah.
What does Hafiz Saeed do?
Yeah, he terrorizes people, yeah.
What is his group called?
Lashkar-e-Toiba.
Yeah, and what did they do in Mumbai? In our city, on our soil?
Yeah, terrorism, yeah.
Yeah, and what did they do? And did they spare anyone, Hindus, Muslims, Christians, did they spare anyone on religion?
No.
1 minute. When those people came out, what were they carrying out? What were those psychopaths carrying out? Was that a suicide attack of kind or not? Was it or was it not?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And did that Ajmal Kasab
Zakir Naik condemned that sort of suicide bombing. He condemned 26/11. He condemned 7/7. He condemned 9/11.
One second. Did
Hafiz Saeed types of suicide attacks?
Hafiz Saeed does Hafiz Saeed
example that he gave?
Does Hafiz Saeed believe that he's in an act of war against India?
Harakiri.
Does Hafiz Saeed
admit now?
Does Hafiz Saeed believe that he's in an act of war against India? Does Hafiz Saeed believe he's in an act of war? Does Hafiz Saeed believe he's in an act of war? Did Zakir Naik mention country?
Yeah, country.
Did he mention? No, he didn't. He didn't mention. He never mentioned. I have the full statement. He never mentioned an act of war. Did he mention act of war against two countries?
World War II. Does he? You have to apologize.
Does he mean?
You have to
does Zakir? 1 second. You're getting very confused. Listen to me.
You misquoted him.
And what was Hafiz Saeed? What is jihad? What is jihad? What is jihad? Answer. What is jihad? What is jihad? I'm asking. What is jihad? What is jihad?
He is asking.
What is jihad? Mr. Pathan, what is jihad? Mr. Pathan, what is jihad? Answer the question. Mr. Pathan, Mr. Pathan, Mr. Pathan, listen. Is Zakir Naik an army general who is addressing soldiers? He's addressing an average Peace TV viewer to kill via suicide, and that's what he's doing. Now answer my question. Did Hafiz Saeed carry out a suicide bombing? Did Hafiz Saeed carry out a suicide bombing? Did he carry out a suicide attack?
Yes, it was a suicide.
And does Hafiz Saeed believe? Most important question, answer this. Does Hafiz Saeed believe he's in an act of war against India? Does Hafiz Saeed believe? You answer my question. Answer my question. Does Hafiz Saeed? My question is to you, Athar. One second. Athar, does Hafiz Saeed believe he's in a state of war against India?
If he believes that, he is wrong. He's wrong.
No. Does he? Wrong. Does he believe he's in a state of war against India?
He's a mad.
Does Hafiz Saeed believe? Why are you looking confused?
Zakir Naik give the example of Hafiz Saeed?
I am giving you the example of Hafiz Saeed.
Zakir Naik gave the example of Japan.
I am giving you the example of
Zakir Naik gave the example of Japan.
I am telling you.
World War II.
I am asking you.
No,
I am asking you the question because the logic is very simple.
Arabic word for war, is it not jihad?
No, you're missing
jihad.
no.
What is jihad?
From where you brought the meaning?
What is jihad? What is jihad?
I have a simple question.
You talk of jihad.
Speak.
He is not justifying.
I'll deal with Athar. Athar is totally confused by me. And I'll tell you, there's just one more question.
You're confused.
And Athar, listen, Athar, you are problem with you is you agree with me, but you don't have an argument against me now. Yeah. The point is, what does the word Lashkar mean? What does the word Lashkar mean? What does the word Lashkar mean?
Army,
So the word Lashkar means army. So I am asking you whether their suicide attacks against India, with whom they are in a state of war, are justified. Athar, answer me. Athar, answer me. Athar, answer me. Athar, if their state, can Athar not answer? Is Athar unable of answering? Athar, I am asking you the question. The word, what does the word Lashkar mean? Army. So my question to you is simple. Do the suicide attacks of the Lashkar-e-Toiba against India, with whom they are in a self... No, you listen to my question. You are not understanding. I am going to have to explain it to you in detail. A self-declared state of war of the Lashkar-e-Toiba, question is to you, against India, which leads to terrorist attacks against India, which they think, you and I don't, but they think they are in a state of war. So for them, it's an act of war. Are those acts justified? Are those suicide attacks justified? Because they think they are
not at all. I mean, there are terrorists.
Then why did your leader say that? Why did your leader say that? You've fallen into your own trap. Ratan Sharda, I think now.
It's very funny.
Let me respond.
I think Athar today you have no answers today, Athar. Athar, you are really when I'm now what is Pathan going to do? What is Pathan going to do? Pathan has a choice of taking a question from me or going into a heckling. I am giving Pathan an opportunity to answer a question. Do you want to answer a question?
Yeah.
Do you want to answer a question? First of all, listen. Don't sit there. If you are confused, remember one thing. It is only, and please drink that glass of water. I am telling you, if you are confused, Athar, it is not because of your fault. It is because you've been brainwashed. And I am telling you the truth today. So listen to me. My question is to Mr. Pathan. And Mr. Pathan, I want to ask you one thing.
Why did you
Mr. Pathan, my question is to should Mr. Pathan answer my question?
Others and then say I am not saying it.
Should Mr.
You'll quote others, you will say I am not saying it.
By the way,
you keep on quoting Quran, then say I am not quoting it.
You live in a Hindu nationalist country. You live in a Hindu.
Now listen.
I live in a Hindu country. Yes,
no, we live in a secular country.
I'm not living in Saudi Arabia.
We live in a secular.
I didn't say that. I said you don't want Hindus to preach in Saudi Arabia. You want to preach in my country. That's what I said. And this is what Zakir Naik says. Disown that if you have got disown that statement.
Ratan Sharda, I would like. You
are insulting other religions, and you're still talking about me.
I have a
you
question.
Insulted all other religions.
Come, one second. By the way, Saba, before
don't
you
insult any religion.
Saba,
just because Islam is superior, you're saying.
Don't waste time.
You are wasting time by running out of the bush.
You are running out of the bush. Wait.
Can I ask the question?
Wahhabis insult other religions. My basic business.
One second. Rahul, one.
Keep quiet, please. Let him ask.
Calm down. No personal attacks. No personal.
I don't keep quiet.
आप पर्सनल अटैक नहीं करेंगे आप दोनों तरफ से मत कीजिए रतन शर्मा I believe in the Indian judiciary, and the Indian judiciary, Athar, I'm informing you, I'm educating you, I'm not running you down. The Indian judiciary has stated in its judgment that 2611 was an act of war. Now that's in the context of the previous question. My question to you is this. You say Zakir Naik does not denigrate other religions. That's what he said?
Exactly.
Right? Exactly. Now allow me to call your bluff.
Okay.
I'll call your bluff.
Yeah.
Zakir Naik defended the destruction of the Buddhist statues Zakir Naik defended the destruction of the Buddhist statues in Afghanistan by saying, and I thought that was the most insulting comment. He said Taliban is only educating the Buddhists. This is exactly the argument, the defense given for the Taliban, and insulting Buddhism, isn't it, Saba, under the garb of preaching on comparative religions. He says, when the Bamiyan Buddhas were broken down, he says Taliban is only educating. Now, Saba, can Mr. Pathan Mr. Pathan justify that as well?
No, I have not heard this
and
statement.
Not only that,
I'm telling. No, you have not heard the statement.
Show me the statement. I am not aware of it. I am not aware of it. I will not answer. I am not deep in the religion.
You are defending him. Without listening, you are defending him.
Please ask him to shut him.
Please don't get personal.
I am answering you, and he is making the argument.
Don't defend him.
I am just asking you. I am not aware of the question.
Okay. If Zakir,
show me the clip, I will answer.
I'll give the details.
Feroze can answer. Feroze,
it's very simple.
You are giving a very bad.
Feroze, you answer it. Feroze, Saba, 1 minute. Feroze, speak. Go ahead. Feroze.
Can I just say one thing?
Today, Saba, hang on.
Destruction of the Bamiya Buddhas. Marked the massacre. It was a massacre. The destruction of the Bamiya Buddhas marked a massacre of the Hazara community.
No, only I want Saba to speak. I want Saba to speak unhindered, please. No. Let Saba speak. Saba must speak unhindered.
These are facts. You know, bilkul not. They don't even know facts. Bamiya Buddha का जो destruction हुआ क्या आप जानते हैं जनाब? लाखों हजारा लोग एक पूरी कौम को एलिमिनेट किया कोशिश की गई अफगानिस्तान में.
तालिबान ने किया है, not by Zakir.
आप लोग ये सब facts भी थोड़ा सा history और first of all Arnab, you know this point about suicide bombing. Yes, we know that it was used there. We know it was also used in Sri Lanka. I mean that's how one of our prime ministers. What do they mean by giving it a religious garb? What does this man mean by picking up half-baked facts and putting a couch of religious thing at a time when the world is grappling with suicide bombing? You've seen what's happened in this. That is why this is poor information and passing it off as some very great wisdom he's passing off.
No, Saba, this is no, he's
half-baked history.
The other point I want to make.
With the mask of a religion.
No, Saba is speaking sense. Rahul Easwar, can I make a point to you? Please, I just want to say something today.
Two quick lines.
You may hear me.
One.
Okay, Rahul, go on. I wanted to say something, but you haven't spoken yet, so I'll let you go on and then I'll make my point. Go on, Rahul.
Wahhabism is terrorism with a mask of religion, and Wahhabis not only hate other religions but Shias, moderate Sunnis, Ahmadiyas, Sufis, and Sufi Mahapanchayat is on record saying Saudi-funded petrol orders are even coming to India for promoting.
I'll tell you one. It is not Islam that Zakir Naik preaches. He preaches a petrodollar funded cult. Exactly. And Saba is right. And Saba, can I make a point? Can I make a point? Should I be allowed to make a point? I've been saying I want to make a point, and the point. My perception is this.
Newsroom or a courtroom?
I'll tell you my perception.
Newsroom or a courtroom?
My perception. Feroze. Okay, Feroze.
You are passing judgment.
Shamsher bhai. We just 2 days ago we organized a press conference in Bombay where we put together 9 of Zakir's various videos in which the Bamiyan Buddhas were a part. They've been widely reported in the Urdu media, and all of them have condemned it. For people to say that they do not know about the destruction of the Bamiyan Buddhas and what Zakir Naik has said in terms of insulting the Buddhists, the way he insults the Christians, the way he insults the Hindus, because in 93 I had a fight with Zakir Naik when he insulted the religion of all my friends. And since that time we have realized that Zakir Naik spreads hate in the name of Peace TV. He insults other religions in the name of Peace TV. It is nothing about Peace TV. You insult everybody. And that is the problem with these guys.
Yes, no. Thousands of Hindus attend his lectures.
Yeah, and they all turn against Islam because of people like you.
No. Cool down.
He never take that your religion is wrong. He said, what is Islam?
No, he said everything wrong about other religions. I'll show you the tapes. You want to watch the Ganpati tape? You want to watch the tape on Ganpati?
About your incident of your friend.
You want to watch the Ganpati tape right now? If you put it on, this country will be on fire.
Okay, sure.
I want to put that tape on. 1 second.
You know what you have done?
1 second.
You guys know what you are doing. Not you. You have no idea. But these guys know what they are doing. They are spreading hatred. They are killing more Muslims than anybody else.
It is your all brain.
In Syria, in Iraq, in Yemen, in Mali, in Libya, all over the place.
All the videos are his brain.
They are killing more Muslims than anybody else.
You keep on denying.
And I'll tell you one more thing. Ratan Shah.
I know that.
Arnab, do one thing. Show a photograph. Show a photograph. One minute.
Don't shout.
Show a photograph of Brzezinski, the current advisor to Obama, giving guns to Bin Laden. The entire radical Islamist network and getting weapons from America, France and Britain, destroying all of North Africa to West Asia. This is what the imperialist powers are doing along with these radical Islamists based in Saudi Arabia.
Now my question,
and we have to get this out sometime.
Can I just say one thing? This is a country of 96.63 crore Hindus, 2.78 crore Christians, 2.08 crore 84 lakh Buddhists, 45 lakh Jains. And in this country, 17.22 crore Muslim population lives harmoniously in a multi-faith India. The reiteration of religious supremacy undermines that communal harmony. You cannot speak in terms of religious supremacy. My religion is the best religion. The second point is, and Athar, understand this, what is the basic message that ISIS gives? ISIS gives a basic message of Islamic supremacy. What is the basic message that Zakir Naik propagates? Islamic supremacy. While Zakir Naik may not be advocating the means and methods of the ISIS just yet, the core philosophy that drives his mindset is the same.
Same Salafism.
That is the point. That is the point. And Feroze, I just support you on your point you made on America.
I don't say Muslim is bad.
That doesn't mean that I
don't say Islam is bad. Remember, I don't say Islam is bad.
Shamsher bhai, you're a simple Muslim. You're a good man. You don't know whom you are with. I'll explain to you.
No, Athar, remember. Athar, what am I saying? Athar, on many programs, I have sat on this program and I've told this gentleman to my right that Mr. Ratan Sharda, I totally disagree with you on your concept of a Hindu Rashtra.
But Islamic Rashtra
I'd also say this equally.
They support an Islamic
Ratan Sharda, and please understand, in a nation where any notion of India being a Hindu Rashtra is countered vigorously, the theory of Islamic supremacy should be countered with equal measure from people like you. And that's where, when Zakir Naik speaks that language, you must stop him.
Exactly.
Not follow him.
Exactly.
He already says
Bashir, Mr. Bashir is saying already. Mr. Bashir
ISIS is anti-Islamic.
Why don't you highlight that? That Zakir Naik has condemned ISIS.
Arnab ji, I wish to say something.
Mr. Bashir,
why don't you highlight that?
Only Mr. Bashir, please.
Arnab, why don't you speak that
Zakir Naik has said ISIS is anti-Islamic. Why don't you say that to the public?
No. You tell me, does Zakir
Naik the same thing?
He talks of Islamic supremacy.
Same thing that ISIS is doing.
Same thing.
You say in the public right now
the same language.
that Zakir Naik has condemned ISIS. You tell the public
because he wants to become ISIS.
Of the principle.
He's the same language.
It's the same.
Tell the public that Zakir Naik today has condemned the press conference
because they are competitors.
Anti-Islamic. Why don't you tell?
Because they are competitors.
Why are you hiding?
Mr. Bashir.
Is he denying their?
Why don't you tell?
Denying their theory?
Why don't you speak?
I am saying once again
Arnab,
the basic.
You are not
I am here.
Arnab, are you scared of saying what Zakir Naik has said?
Mr. Bashir.
Arnab, are you scared of it?
Mr. Bashir. Mr. Bashir.
Yes.
Mr. Bashir has been waiting.
Yes.
He's been waiting.
Why don't you say that?
He's been saying. Bashir.
Why are you hiding?
Mr. Bashir, I have said what
Can you
the
hear me?
concept
See,
of
some of my
Islamic,
friends-
the concept
some of
of
my friends from
Islamic,
the other side.
the concept of Islamic supremacy, the concept of Islamic supremacy, which is the concept of Islamic supremacy is the same that ISIS speaks and Zakir Naik speaks. Now, Mr. Bashir, he's waiting. Mr. Bashir, go on, Mr. Bashir.
ISIS thinking has nothing to do with the Zakir Naik. Zakir Naik is deadly against it. He has made several statements, including a statement which I exhibited in the press conference yesterday at Calicut. There he says IS is anti-Islamic. that he has clearly mentioned. The other thing, you are trying to link Zakir Naik with ISS. The other thing, Islamic supremacy. He is not educating Islamic supremacy. There is no Islamic supremacy. He is preaching for the goodness of Islamic ideology.
In 2010, Mr. Basheer, listen to me. Mr. Basheer, listen.
Yes.
Zakir Naik was banned from a conference in 2010 in Canada. Do you know why? Because he says Jews are our quote-unquote staunchest enemy. If he said this, how is it not using Islamic supremacy to run down another religion? Incite hate within the Muslim community against him. Please understand, you cannot get away by saying these things. The basic message of Islamic supremacy, Hindu supremacy, any supremacy is wrong.
He has never stated that.
Now I believe I don't need to fabricate. If justifying the destruction of the Bamiyan Muddas is not legitimizing an attack on non-Muslim religious figures, then how much more explicit do you want to be?
All these things are,
listen, gentlemen, everyone has spoken. Everyone has spoken. I've overshot the time limit by 15 minutes. This has been an interesting debate. And as I say, I once again want to say that when Zakir Naik comes back to India, when he stops running away from India, the neutral territory is India, the neutral territory is our studio. Mr. Zakir Naik, when you have the guts, come back and debate with me. I thank you all for joining me on debate number 1 on the Newshour tonight. Thank you.